Swallowed Star 406 Luofeng takes the stage. Geniuses appeared one by one out of thin air within the preparation room. These were all geniuses from the different starfields in the Gonwu universe country. Their appearances were completely different and some even looked strange. Pushkin. That's Pushkin, and beside him is Janelli. The originally quiet room suddenly had a bit of a commotion, causing Luofeng to open his eyes and look at the two humans that had just appeared. One of them was tall and sturdy, and his face was filled with golden fur. This 6m tall participant looked like a giant ape man, and his terrifying eyes glowed green in color. His two huge fists especially were comparable to the size of two giant metal hammers. Pushkin? Luofeng's mind swiftly recalled through the data the Black Dragon Mountain Empire had given him. Pushkin, an absolute genius that the Gonwu universe country imperial family had nurtured. He favored using his fists and had the power to break into the universe country's top 1,000. In the elimination, he was ranked 9th in the 89th world. Janelli. Luofeng's eyes shifted from the golden ape man to the short man beside him. Even though he was referred to as being short, in truth this Janelli still had a height of 1.9 m, which is still taller than Luofeng. However, standing beside a 2-story tall ape man, Pushkin naturally looked like a short person. Luofeng didn't have any information on Janelli, because even the Black Dragon Mountain Empire didn't have any information on Janelli. Pushkin, sit here. Janelli's expression was thin and frail, his eyes cold, almost like a venomous scorpion. He gave off a feeling similar to Nulan Shan. Good. A thick, powerful voice came from Pushkin's throat, even echoing about. Janelli and Pushkin walked directly towards Luofeng and sat beside him, Peng. The chair Pushkin sat in wobbled. Luckily, every preparation room had a huge amount of space, otherwise, with his large structure, Pushkin would take up to 6 or 7 seats. Pushkin and Janelli sat down in the same row of seats that Luofeng was sitting at. You. Janelli turned towards Luofeng beside him and said coldly, sit further away. I don't like people close to me. You must be crazy. Luofeng shot a glance at Janelli and said coldly, following which he closed his eyes and never looked at him again. Janelli's cold eyes suddenly burned with rage, staring hard at Luofeng, almost like a snake eyeing its prey. However, in this preparation room, it was absolutely forbidden for anyone to make a move. As such, Janelli could only scoff coldly and close his eyes. Suddenly the noise from the dojo outside could be heard within. Attention all, the 382nd group of the Arena Wars is about to begin. Let me first introduce this group's 100 participants. A clear, crisp voice resounded not only throughout the entire dojo, but could also be heard clearly within the preparation room, following which a wave of cheers followed. First, Pushkin, from the Gonwu universe country, ranked 9th in the 89th world of the elimination stage. Thunderous cheers erupted, causing the entire preparation room to tremble. That's Pushkin? Right, that's him. His fists are extremely terrifying, don't ever get close to him. There was soft discussion within the room. Number 2, Janelli, from the Gonwu universe country, ranked 21 in the 13th world of the elimination stage. The commentator's voice, every genius within the room could hear very clearly. Only then did Luofeng open his eyes and glanced at the gold-armored, cold-looking youth beside him. This Janelli, who was actually able to be ranked number 2 within this 100 people, he was very strong. Third. Fourth. Fifth, Luo Feng, from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, ranked 51st in the first world of the elimination stage. The cheers were thunderous, as over 1 million supporters from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire roared. Black Dragon Mountain Island, over 1,000 people gathered in a luxurious palace. Dressed in a dark golden imperial robe, the emperor sat high above. Below him was the entire Black Dragon Mountain Empire's many imperial subjects. Because of the everlasting reign of the imperial family, the numbers of subjects within the empire were up to 100 million. Hence, to be able to enter this level of imperial gathering, they were definitely the imperial family's most elite. They were either sector lords or domain lords. There were even queens that governed and managed different sectors, or that group of princes that would someday succeed the throne. Or some other high-positioned females in the imperial family. It's Luo Feng. There was silence in the palace. Over 1,000 of the imperial family watched that floating large screen, and on it was the live broadcast. All that could be seen was that beautiful commentator smiling as she introduced Fifth Luo Feng, from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, ranked 51st in the first world of the elimination stage. Simultaneously, the screen also had information and an image of Luo Feng. It's Luo Feng. Haha, Luo Feng will easily pass the Arena Wars battle. Looking at his image, this Luo Feng isn't some ordinary person. His gaze is filled with killing intent. Right now, there are still many opponents, there's no time to waste. I have to end this battle fast. Kill them all directly. Kill. A youth surrounded by a green energy flow, carrying a shield and an axe, rushed straight towards the closest opponent, Luo Feng. Courting death. Floating in mid-air, the dark golden long rod on Luo Feng's back suddenly shot out a golden beam of light. At the same time the light shot out, a large amount of complex golden patterns followed along its trail. Infused with peculiar golden law origin ripples, a dreamy golden blade was suddenly formed. The large amount of golden energy surrounded Luo Feng, wrapping itself around that golden blade and finally shooting out. Illusion Blade Technique. Luo Feng controlled it with all his willpower, using his full strength to unleash its greatest power. The first move he made at the Arena War. Luo Feng had already taken out his full strength. Rumble. A golden rainbow immediately clashed into that youth's shield, which was put up last minute. With a loud clang, the youth's bones in his arm cracked and broke just from the impact. How? The youth's eyes were filled with shock and fear. However, that golden rainbow suddenly curved slightly and shot towards his forehead. Chi. The golden rainbow shot right through his forehead. Its strength and speed, infused with terrifying piercing power, didn't seem to slow down at all as it followed a pattern and rushed towards the next genius. What? That beautiful bewitching lady with purple hair had a surprised look on her face and almost couldn't react in time. She hurriedly controlled her spirit weapon to block. Dang. Chi. The golden rainbow was extremely powerful and strong as it forced its way through the defenses, hitting straight into the flying weapons, after which it pierced through that purple-haired lady's forehead. The golden rainbow finally arced and returned to Luo Feng's side. This golden rainbow was actually a blurry illusionary golden blade. My God! So powerful! The surrounding geniuses were all filled with shock and fear, as their expressions changing greatly. With just one move, he killed two geniuses back to back. One had to know that these were all powerful geniuses that had made it through the first elimination. Every one of them was considered to be at the pinnacle of strength at their levels, and definitely not some random cannon fodder. Even Pushkin had to focus all his strength on one opponent before actually heading on to the next. But the black-haired youth before them, with just one golden beam of light, he was immediately able to kill 2 people. This was extremely tyrannical. He's that strong? Origin laws? He definitely has some comprehension of the origin laws. Janelli, that bastard. He actually wants us to kill him. How can we kill him? Ao Fei and Kazan, who were originally flying towards Luo Feng but got distracted by others attacking them, just managed to kill their opponents. However, after watching Luo Feng kill the 2 geniuses consecutively with one golden light, the both of them quickly stopped. Let's go. The 2 of them turned to leave. Who would dare mess with Luo Feng? It was obvious. This black-haired youth was a warrior that had stepped through the entrance of the origin laws, and his power was probably even crazier than Pushkin. Those 2. Luo Feng's gaze swept around after killing the 2 geniuses and discovered the 2 closest geniuses, Ao Fei and Kazan. He immediately stepped on his soaring shuttle and swiftly flew towards them. As a warrior who stepped through the entrance of the origin laws, his speed at controlling the soaring shuttle was extremely shocking. He's coming. Ao Fei and Kazan's expressions changed. A resplendent golden rainbow immediately shot towards them. Kazan, who was flying behind, quickly waved the huge axe in his hand. Clatter. Kazan could only feel an immensely incomparable amount of energy transfer over from his axe. The right handle immediately bent and broke. Simultaneously his right hand grew numb and unable to hold on to the axe. That golden rainbow simply shot like a bullet right through his forehead and continued to chase after the fleeing Ao Fei. The golden illusion blade was too fast, he couldn't even get far. It's over. Ao Fei eyes revealed shock and unwillingness, after which it was filled with hate as he stared at the distant Janelli's shocked face, communicating hatefully, Janelli. Chi. The golden illusion blade that was infused with the golden origin laws was as strong and piercing as the sun. Even though Ao Fei was ranked extremely high in his world during the elimination stage, he was still easily killed. The spectators were all silent. Pushkin massacring was within everyone's predictions. After all, he was ranked the highest in his group. However, the 1 billion spectators from the various starfields had never expected this Luo Feng, who was ranked number 5 in his group, was actually so intrepid. Even more so than that war god like Pushkin. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Over 1 million spectators from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire all stared wide-eyed with glee, many roaring with excitement as their eyes filled with madness. Daddy! Daddy! Little Hai and Ping Ping both stood up on their chairs, shouting with all their might. Third brother! Hong and Thunder God stood up too. Big brother sure is powerful. Luo Hua couldn't help but mutter softly. Your brother-in-law. Su Gang stared wide-eyed. Beside him, Su Xin too was filled with excitement, her eyes glued to the center of the arena. And around then the over 1 million people from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire too had lost it. This was the unexpected surprise Luo Feng had given to countless from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. They all shouted for Luo Feng's victory as they were mesmerized by Luo Feng's strength. In the past, they didn't have anything to back up their words. After all, the results of the battles from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire from the past had always been poor. They had nothing to support them. However, now, they had the right to roar. They had the right to boast proudly. Luo Feng! Luo Feng! They all madly roared, excitedly cheering, shaking the entire earth and heavens. Within that luxurious palace on Black Dragon Mountain Island, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's imperial family were all staring hard at the screen. They saw Luo Feng unleash his strength, killing the two geniuses in an instant, and chasing and killing the other two right after. As they watched the other geniuses who were all scared silly, all fleeing far and not daring to approach Luo Feng, the entire palace erupted. The emperor fiercely slapped the throne, shouting out, "Good! Congratulations, your majesty, congratulations!" Immediately the people below shouted, "Royal father, this Luo Feng is obviously the strongest one there. After this battle, who would dare call our Black Dragon Mountain Empire weak?" The third prince was the first to stand, shouting proudly, "Nanshan armament." The silver-haired old man Buddha Osaka said, "Right, it's the Nanshan armament." Beside him the royal uncle nodded too. Nanshan armament? The emperor was shocked. One of the 9 god weapons of the controller, that Nanshan armament? That dark golden long rod, I initially thought it was a close combat rod-like weapon. The silver-haired old man Buddha Osaka said, just now what Luo Feng used was, the first move, the illusion blade of the Nanshan armament. Looking at how he used it, he obviously has a good grasp of the first level. To be able to unleash it like that at the star level, he could be said to be invincible within the entire star level. Even within the Ganwu universe, the number of people who are able to match up to Luo Feng are extremely rare. Right, to be able to unleash the first level, one has to have a comprehension of the golden origin laws. The royal uncle beside said, meaning Luo Feng is a genius that has stepped through the gateway of the origin laws. And according to the estimate of the genius battle within the Ganwu universe, the number of geniuses that have stepped through the origin laws gateway is only about 100. And the arena wars are split into 1,000 a group. The chances of another with origin laws comprehension appearing is extremely rare. Unless there's another absolute warrior like Luo Feng who didn't reveal his true strength in the first elimination stage. Just like the last time when Hong took the stage, that lady warrior was definitely one who stepped through the gateway of the origin laws. However, her rank was still only in the 10s, creating a chance for both the warriors who had comprehended the laws to meet. The royal uncle emphasized. Indeed. Back during the 100-world elimination stage, every world had a few with origin law comprehension, like Luo Feng and Windmill. However, they confined themselves to their own city. The two had wandered about into other cities, and defeated the absolute warriors from there with their strengths. These two could have easily rushed into their world's top 10. The moment they made it into the top 10. According to their ranking, Luo Feng and Pushkin would definitely not have been in the same group. Within the arena, Janelli could only hear that rage-filled roar from Ao Fei Xiu resound within his ears, Janelli. And Janelli didn't even have time to think about his death, his gaze fixed on the distant Luo Feng. Within he was filled with shock and rage. This insolent punk, he actually. After killing both of them, Luo Feng turned and his cold gaze fixed on Janelli.